And welcome back to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Germantown on top, 6-4. They just scored an insurance run there in the top of the 8th. And Kyle Arrett leading off for Rockville against Jose Sanchez. Arrett's been on base 2 times today. He's scored. And he starts it off with a liner to center right at Kenny Voigt for the out. Well hit, but right at Voigt.
Sanchez working really efficiently. He's getting 1 pitch, 2 pitch, 3 pitch at-bats going up there, and that's not what Rockville needs, especially Arrett, who got 2 free passes on hit by pitch. One of the more unusual lines you'll see, 0 for 2 with 2 hit by pitches today.
And one of those hit by pitches brought home a run, so he's got an RBI to go along with that odd line. So that brings up Sean Plouffe, who has really had a good ball game today for Rockville.
Triple and drove in a run.
Also on by walk. Done a fine job behind the plate. Really one of the leaders on this team along with Arrett, Keller.
There's the patience that Rockville needs at the plate. 2 pitches that aren't very good to hit so far.
He is one of the more patient hitters on the Rockville team. Very disciplined guy. Watching him work out, he's one of the hardest workers on the team.
Looks like he was taking all the way that time.
2-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Sanchez takes a little off that one, changeup, and Plouffe fouled it back.
Good little fight there. Ball had a chance of hitting our production truck that's lodged behind our press box.
We didn't hear any complaints, so it must have missed him.
Glad everyone's okay back there.
Oh, Plouffe fouls that one right off of Mike Bachman's forearm. And the umpire does what an umpire should do in a situation like that, and that's take a little extra time to give Bachman a chance to shake it off. There's the back of our truck back there.
I don't see any dents, so I think we're in good shape here.
Well, like I said, we didn't hear any complaints, and I think we would have.
Yeah. Brothers in arms behind the plate there. Like you said, the umpire looking to protect the catcher, and catchers always waste a little bit of time if an umpire gets struck by a foul ball.
Boy, that's got to hurt. I've never, well, I've caught, but I've never had one come off the arm like that. That got him right on the fat of the arm.
Looks like Sanchez really wanted that pitch. It was a curveball that just didn't break where he wanted it to.
Full count to Plouffe. You can hear his teammates cheering him on, and he walks. So that's a 1-out walk for Sean Plouffe. That's a big walk.
It's going to give Keller a chance here. Keller, last time he was up in the 5th inning, was that grounder to shortstop. That was really a tough play. We weren't sure if he was actually thrown out because he really hustled down that baseline. Bang, bang play, and Keller got the worst of it.
He got the out call, much to his chagrin. Sanchez keeping an eye on Plouffe. Plouffe runs well for a catcher. Really not built like your typical catcher.
No, kind of a tall, rangy guy. You could see him, really anywhere on the field.
Only 6 feet, 175.
Well, Michael, they're all tall to me.
So Sanchez quickly ahead in the count, 0-1 to Keller. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And it's a good thing that Kevin Story is as tall as he is, because that was almost an errant pickoff attempt there by Jose Sanchez.
I wonder if Sanchez has a second pickoff move. That's one of those, I'm going to throw it over there, watch me throw it over there pickoff. So he might have a snap throw in his repertoire too.
Well, he does, and I've seen him do it, and there's a pass ball which eliminates the need for the stolen base. That's probably a wild pitch. I may have spoken a little too quickly there. I think that ball bounced in front of the plate. That was a tough play for Bachman. No way.
Good play by Bachman. Just took an errant bounce off the shin pad.
Yeah, he had the coverage. It just took the high bounce. There's a ground ball to short. That's going to move Plouffe to third. Keller is out at first as Martinez makes the routine play.
And really what Rockville wants here is just for McTighe, who's coming up now. We'll take a look at this play here. Another solid play at shortstop.
Well, we said earlier in the game that Rasher feels that Daniel Martinez has solidified the shortstop position. And I'd say after what we've seen today, there's no argument with that.
Yeah, he's really covered a lot of grounds, made a lot of plays today. And he's really good with moving towards that second base. He hasn't been challenged too much to his right, but moving to his left, he's outstanding.
Did make the one throw from the hole that I can recall. So he did show the arm. Now he's quickly behind McTighe, 2 balls and no strikes.
And what Rockville wants, certainly 2 runs would be great, but they want to get this runner from third home to give themselves a manageable 9th inning. If you find yourself down 1 run in the 9th, it's a bigger psychological edge than being down 2 as they are now.
Well, you've got the Rockville team on their feet on the lip of the dugout there. This would give them a big lift if they could get this 1 run home. He's now behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes.
McTighe, guy with not a whole lot of pop in his bat. Doug Story on deck, who does have it. Is he taking all the way here?
Yes, he is, and it is ball 4. So that's a base on balls for McTighe. Puts runners on first and third, which of course increases the difficulty of the inning because McTighe could have a green light here to be trying to steal second and put 2 runners in scoring position. Dan Rasher's going to take a trip out to the mound to discuss this situation, Sean.
And I'm sure that's what he's talking about because Schaefer, I would bet, is at least thinking of sending that runner from first base because if you could get one of those throw down, steal home situations. So what is Germantown going to do? Are they just going to have the defensive indifference? Are they going to throw back to the pitcher and bluff the throw to second? They have all sorts of choices if the runner takes off from first.
You could have your shortstop cut the throw off and come home with it. There's a number of things they could do here. But given this rivalry, given the fact that it's 6-4 and we're very late in the ball game, the bottom of the 8th inning, I'd be surprised if Tom Schaefer is not running him.
I would be too. And Doug Story at the plate can relax a little bit the first time he's not facing his brother today. So a big spot, but he might feel less pressure than he did his first 3 times up when he didn't get hit.
I would think so. He's been up and out pretty quickly today. And let's see what happens. McTighe not running on the first pitch, and Story swings through it for strike 1.
And Story, a quality player, but today has just been a little over anxious. Really struck out in a big spot in the 4th with 2 on, and swinging a lot of first pitches that are not in the strike zone today.
And there's a fly ball, pretty well hit to left. Back goes Kessiker back, and he's got it over the shoulder for the 3rd out of the inning.
Man,
well
he gave that
hit
one a
ball.
ride.
That's about the farthest we've seen a ball hit today, but a nice play by Ryan Kessiker running away from the plate, gathered it in over his shoulder, made it look easy.
Story took a good hack at that. That's up against the fence in some shorter fields.
That certainly is, and that completes the 8th inning. Our score remains Germantown 6, Rockville 4. We'll be coming right back with the crucial top of the 9th.